we don't have positive things to say about Glenn Beck very often, right? I mean, when he talks about President Obama has all the earmarks of a Marxist dictator, or we have a dystopian nightmare definitely less than 2 years away, or his ideal government is Ted Cruz and Rand Paul as president and vice president, or Syria was a distraction to cover up Benghazi, or President Obama is able to get away with murder because he's likable and black. Anyway, usually we don't have much to say that's positive about him. However, he did say that he would stand with GLAAD, which is a pro-gay rights organization, against Russian hetero-fascism. Check out what he had to say.
We're having? We're talking about Duck Dynasty. Do you know what happened last week in Russia? One of their biggest stars on television said that homosexuals should be put into the ovens alive. I didn't think you could make the Holocaust worse, but he's like, why the gas chamber? That seems a little too humane. Let's put them alive in the ovens. I said on the air this week, I will stand with GLAAD. I will stand with anybody who will stand up and say, that's crazy, that's dangerous, that's hetero-fascism. That's what that is. And we're talking about Duck Dynasty? Really?
So this, I don't want to compliment him too much here. What we have here, Lewis, is a situation where the enemy of my enemy is my friend type of thing. It's always funny when someone hates one group or thing or entity more than another and is willing to defend one to the other. We just did a story. I don't remember exactly who it was, but it was some guy who is both anti-gay and wants to secede. It's some candidate for Texas governor. And he is really, really anti-gay, but he wants to secede from the U.S. so badly that he would gladly take the help of gay people because he wants to secede slightly more than he hates gay people. This is a case where Glenn Beck all of a sudden now is standing up for gay rights, apparently, because Russia is hetero-fascist, which actually isn't that far from what the policy being put in place there is. And he says he would choose to defend GLAAD against Russia. Good for him, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. He must really hate Russia or Putin. I'm not sure, but this is definitely very bizarre for Glenn Beck.
I always wonder whether long-term the alliances that are based on the enemy of my enemy is my friend type of thing are really valuable, right? Because, for example, with Ron Paul, we saw that Ron Paul was against going into Iraq and he was against many of the same military incursions that progressives were against, but for drastically different reasons. And initially, Ron Paul had kind of a more favorable perception from progressives, and eventually progressives figured out, whoa, yes, he is against those wars and I'm against those wars, but for very different reasons. And a lot of the other stuff that he believes, I'm completely against. So then we get into the question of, well, is it worth leveraging individuals like Ron Paul, where we might agree here, but really disagree on other stuff, to have some kind of progress in one area, but maybe lose in another? I'm kind of asking the question broadly. I don't really have the answer. I don't know if these enemy of my enemy type arrangements are good.
Well, perhaps in certain situations like this, where you're talking about one event, here, of course, the Olympics, I don't know. Maybe it helps to have as many allies as possible just in this one instance.
Yeah.
I'm really not sure.
Send me your thoughts on that.